Hello, everybody, and welcome back to podcast number 4 of the Real Estate Show. I'm Sharice Selley. This is Judy Steenland. We are with Selley Group Real Estate, and we are so excited to have you visit the show to listen in, and hopefully we can supply you with some nuggets as you're trying to navigate through this real estate maze out there. We're so excited to have you, and we have kind of been on a kick about the word preparedness, because again, people may not be able to strike in the immediate moment with only 146 or so active single family homes that are existing on the market today, but preparedness. We talked a lot in the last podcast about sellers, but man, there's a lot to say. And there are so many buyers out there that I know they feel that they're on the sidelines, and my heart just wants to hug them. I know you feel it for them too.
I do. I've heard buyers talk about how many homes that they've lost through the process. And, it doesn't always stick on the first offer. And so we've heard buyers having made 10, 15 offers and still not in a home.
That's
right.
So
it's frustrating.
We need to talk about this though. Let's break it down for people, because should everybody be a buyer in this market?
No, absolutely not. And I think that takes wisdom, and that takes some upfront planning and some coaching and education from an agent, lender, someone you trust financially.
Yes.
But it's kind of like we talked about before. It's like the wild, wild west out there, and you have to be ready, and you have to have your finances in order. That's the number one priority.
And when you say that, finances in order, let's talk about this from the lender standpoint. What do you think?
Well, before you ever even look at a home, that's the absolute first thing that should be addressed is what is your financial ability to repay? And that's what the lender is looking for, right? So there's a difference that we should know also in a pre-approval and a full pre-qualification.
Yes.
Because when we present an offer on a home, the agent and seller on the other side, they're going to look at that with a fine-tooth comb. And a pre-qualification and a full pre-approval are different in that all documents have been verified, taxes have been verified, income has been verified. It's all verified. So there's no question on whether or not you're fully approved on the offer that you're writing.
That's so true. And don't you think, I think it's been our shared experience that it makes a big difference where that lender source is coming from.
Absolutely. That's a whole, we could talk about that for a really long time, because if you're stacking 3 offers side by side, and you've got a local lender who knows this market, who has local affiliates as far as appraisers go that know what's happening here.
And underwriting,
mm-hmm. In-house underwriting.
Yes.
You have a much higher ability to tell this seller that I'm ready. I'm prepared to stand behind my offer, and so is my lender. So You're a team in that aspect.
I'm thinking of the lenders that we work with. And by the way, it's illegal to take financial concessions as an agent from a lender.
That's right.
We don't care for lenders because of what we get out of it.
Right.
We care about lenders based on what the buyer experience is and their ability to tell the truth up front, to help them through that pre-approval process, not just the pre-qual, and then their ability to basically be in the arena with us, with our client.
Yeah, so it really is a team.
Mm-hmm.
And our lenders are so involved in the process,
Mm-hmm.
our preferred lenders, that is, that they will even, when we submit an offer, call the other agent to let them know how qualified our buyers are.
And when I'm on the listing agent side of things,
Mm-hmm.
I don't hear from many. I mean, if I literally, you mentioned 3 offers, or if I'm stacking 21 offers on a listing, I may only hear from 1 or 2 lenders at the most by a call. There may be a letter, but that letter might be 6 months old.
That's right.
It's like, what is the buyer's agent thinking?
Yeah.
We need a current letter with a current address, a current time frame. And then the worst letters are the ones that just say pre-qualified. They haven't really pulled credit, or if they haven't verified their documents.
That's right.
And that lender may come from some obscure $10 place, not in Colorado,
Right.
a place where there's no accountability. I mean, that's not going to be the offer that wins.
Right. And I've I've been on the side where a buyer has insisted on using an online lender and they've lost the deal strictly on the offer was great, but their lender couldn't back it up.
That's right.
Right. So the other thing that, I think we should talk about and let buyers be aware of is that in that financial preparedness is having the additional funds ready to go that are going to be needed above and beyond the down payment and closing costs. Because what's the statistic we talked about? Homes are going for what? An average of 4% over.
Right. So if it's a $400,000 home, it is going to at least go for $416, let's say. But what if the comps don't bring it up to $416 for the appraiser?
Right.
That means the buyer needs, if they're going to win the offer, they need to bring that appraisal difference on top of their down payment.
Right.
So an additional $16,000 when they're already burdened to bring their down payment and their lender fees on top of that.
And potential repairs and renovations, because
Yes.
many homes now are being sold as is. That's another thing we're experiencing that we haven't in the past.
Lord have mercy on that, because that can be a train wreck for so many people.
Right.
And our hearts, based on the years of experience we share, is not for people to give into panic buying. I just don't believe in it.
Right.
I would rather see a buyer wait and not give into panic. If they're using their last $5 for that appraisal gap and they don't have a savings for anything, I mean, who would have predicted COVID would have come and changed lives like it has? So if there's no safety net of savings beyond the appraisal gap that a buyer has, I don't think it's very smart.
Right.
To just put everything you have into the home. You need to wait, keep saving. And as you said, repairs. The thing about when we're working with clients, if we have to forego the inspection objection, there is still an inspection termination deadline in our contracts. We can pull a buyer out.
Right.
If there's too many things that come up that seem to be unsolvable or financially would be devastating to them.
Right, because even with the knowledge that you're buying the house with the seller not doing repairs, if you don't know what your liability is going into it, you could go broke.
Yes. We don't want to see that. We want this home to help be your shelter, to be your place of refuge in an uncertain time.
Yeah.
To be a place where you lay your roots down and enjoy the livability and the beauty of ownership.
Yes.
That's the goal. So if you don't know what you're getting into, we're not just here to meet you at a house, open up a door, and to not be full service in the whole accountability process of this decision for you. We want to come alongside of you so that you can make the best decision. And if it means waiting a little bit longer, heck, you've already been waiting. I know buyers out there are exhausted, but hey, you may have to wait just a little bit longer to get what you're wanting. So it's okay. Be patient. We're patient with you. But let's make good decisions. And that comes from good leadership.
Yes. Knowing what to expect up front.
Yes.
And that means knowing what your real price point is based on what the current market is doing, how it's performing.
So please, you need a professional to walk you through this. And if you don't have representation and you're curious about what things to continue to consider, we haven't covered everything on this, but we want to be that source of sage. We want to help you. And it may or may not be your time to buy, but let's set you up for success for the long term of your life. That's our hearts.
That's right.
So thank you so much, Judy. It's so much fun doing this with you.
It's great fun. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
And we are so excited to catch you all next time.